Hi, I'm Susan Stone, and welcome to Pawling Public Radio. Today we're talking to Christine O'Neill, who is a senior at Pawling High School, and she has written and published her first novel entitled Wind Whist. Christine, welcome.
Hi, thank you.
So tell me, where did the impetus come from to write a novel?
Well, when I was 9 years old and sitting in my driveway, I decided that I would be a writer. I just kind of said it to myself, and I bought myself a purple composition book, and I started writing little short stories. My first one entitled The Disagree Tree, I'll never forget. And I just kind of took off from there. So,
Have you taken any courses in creative writing?
Not necessarily. I haven't taken any creative writing courses per se, but I have done a lot of my own individual writing, and I've pursued a lot of literary stuff inside and outside of school. Like, for example, my junior year, I was in 11th grade AP, advanced placement level, but I also took regular English just because I wanted to get more exposure.
And you did a lot of writing during those two courses.
Of course.
So, tell me about your process. You sat down at your computer, you turned it on, and...
Well, before you even get to the computer, there's a lot of stuff you have to do.
That's what I want to hear.
Yeah. Well, it depends what sort of story I'm writing. If it's something that's really involved, I need to do a lot of research first. So I kind of plan things out, and sometimes, as was the case with Wind Whist, I got as involved as writing out what I wanted to accomplish per each scene. So I have my notes here. And that was my first step, was to go through and figure out exactly what I wanted to do for notes. So I made very detailed, very sloppy, interpretable only to me, and I kind of figured out exactly where I wanted to go and what I wanted to do. After I took down these very sloppy notes, my next step was actually to start writing. And sometimes people prefer to write by the seat of their pants, saying that's more fun. But for me, I have just as much fun writing with a few guidelines as I do, pantsing it, as we call it. After I write my first draft, which is full of, caffeine-driven, and it's intense and it's insane, and that's where the real fun comes in. After that, I print it out, double-spaced, and I have my manuscript, or MS. And I look through it, I carry it around with me, and I revise little by little in between periods whenever I get a second, and then that's when the publishing came in.
And where did the idea come from? Was that just something that was percolating for a while?
Well, it's kind of built slowly. My real inspiration was Boscobel, and that's what's on the cover of my book. Boscobel is an estate in Garrison, New York, and it's really beautiful. I go there every summer for the Shakespeare Festival, and I thought that house is way too pretty not to write about it, so I got to thinking, and I always write something with a little bit of supernatural or sci-fi in it, so I decided to make it a haunted house, and just kind of went from there.
Were the characters based on people that you knew, people that are in your life, friends of yours? Did they have a life of their own?
Yeah. Well, I guess I could say that this is quite autobiographical just because the main character, Cole Anderson, is 17 years old and in high school just like me. And I did, almost all of the characters are, of course, like you said, write what you know. They're drawn from people that I know. My father, my mother, and my sister all appear in the novel with their names. I changed the last names to protect the innocent. And I had 6 department heads that I needed for my company, and they were 3 of them. So I just thought, I always try to do that with my friends. Even if it's just minor, including their middle name or something, it's a little cameo. But
so your friends will be able to find pieces of themselves
yes.
throughout the novel. That is just wonderful. Were there parts of this book that required you to do research, and what was that process like, and where did you do your research?
Well, my research for this book was pretty cursory because it was, I'm writing about ghosts, so I could kind of make up my own rules. But there is a character who goes through psychological problems, so I had to do a little bit of research on that. And also, my 2 ghosts are from the 1800s, and so I needed to do a little bit of background on that time period.
Do you think you'd like to try something like this again?
As for publishing, I'm not exactly sure. I definitely go book by book with that because some books are way too personal for me to put out there. But this one just it worked out so great. The stars just totally aligned. It was very publishable, and I was so happy with how it turned out. But I know that I will keep writing until the day that I die. I always, always will.
Do you see writing as a career?
Well, I'm not sure. I guess you kind of have to see how that goes. At this point, there are so many things I want to do. I want to be an archaeologist and a language teacher, and But hopefully, after college, I'll be able to figure out where exactly writing fits in my life. If it's as a very intense hobby, or if it's actually as a career.
And my last question is, what would you say was the biggest life lesson that you learned from this experience?
Wow. That's hard. I guess probably the biggest lesson that I got was that, yeah, Christine, you actually can do it. Because when I was 13 years old, that was when I wrote what I consider my first novel. It was 58,000 words, and which, to give you an idea, that's half the size of Wind Whist. And that was... it was kind of like I got stuck after that. I couldn't write anything longer than that. And, by the time I was 16, I was like, well, come on, you have to beat that one. And so to write something like this, it just showed me that I can write a novel, and that's what I take from it.
Christine, thank you so much for sharing this amazing accomplishment with us. It takes a community to build a public radio station. So if you have any ideas that you would like to share with us, please contact us at pawlingpublicradio.org, or you can call us at 845-855-7050. Thanks.